Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to DEVLOG 1 for Spriters, A Hope's Blooming Dawn. Well guys, hopefully I will be presenting you one of these videos almost weekly, if not more often, on my game, Spriters, A Hope's Blooming Dawn. Mostly we will be in the background of the game, working on the game itself, but for this first one I wanted to take you into a running version of the game. Now this game is still in alpha, and as such I have not nearly yet perfected all the things I want to perfect in it. So take everything you see here with a grain of salt, it may not make it into the final product. But that being said, I hope that you will like what you see going in, and let us do so. I'm going to start us a new game over here. And the very first thing that will happen is you will be asked to choose your message background. You are given the options to start of plain, which is this, cherry, leaves, scroll, or techno as the options that you get to choose from. Now, I tend to favor the leaves one myself, so I will be going with that for this particular playthrough. You can change this later though. Alright. Hey, are you okay? Alright, so we start off in this little foresty area, and under this beautiful tree in the forest, with the wind blowing the leaves, and as you may tell by the program, or the art, the program that we are using is RPG Maker MV, and I have gotten a whole bunch of plugins, a whole bunch of art assets, all of which will be of course credited in the game. And I've also made a lot of art assets and things for myself, as you will see as we go through. So, let's go. Easy there, it looks like you had a nasty fall. Who are you?
Oh, I'm a sword sprite. I was sent to look for someone. Wait, what is your name?
It's... Alright, so here we have our main character, Annie. Although he can be named pretty much anything that you would like that will fit into the number of squares. For now, I've found that 8 works well, but I'm open to feedback from you guys if you think it should be more or less. Can't make it too large, otherwise it will not fit properly in terms of customizing the text boxes and stuff like that, but otherwise I'm open to increasing it by 1 or 2 or decreasing it by 1 or 2. So here we go.
You are who I was looking for. I'm to be your sword.
I don't remember anything.
Great, I finally get to have a master of my own and he has no memory. Oh well. You at least know what a sword sprite is, right?
No.
I'm a sword sprite. I'm a magical blade that can only be used by you, my master, see?
And she turns into a sword.
Ah! Calm down, you act like you just saw a ghost. Oh, pantomimes, yay, here. Pick me up and let's go fight him.
So straight away you get thrust into a battle against a pantomime, which are the enemies for this game. If I have to.
It's either that, or you become the latest addition to their menu.
Alright, so here we get to see the battle screen for the first time. Now loading. And it won't do that each and every time, it's just the first time it is initializing some things.
This is a pantomime. They come in all shapes and sizes. This one is a piggle, a nasty foe that likes to destroy crops. However, they don't have many ways to hurt you, so go ham.
Alright, and while that text is going up at the top, you can continue to choose your options and begin to battle. I would, however, like to explain a few things to you. So, on the right hand side of the screen, you can see your character. This is actually your sword sprite over here as the sword, and that's the representation of what they look like when they are not in the weapon form. Because you can have various different sprites, not just a sword sprite. But each character will only utilize one sprite. So Annie's utilizes the sword sprite, so that is who he has here. You also have different options that you can do in a battle. You can attack, use items, guard, buffs and debuffs, elemental attacks, mastery, abilities, and specials. For now these are empty, but you will acquire them as the game goes through. So now we can just attack, use items, or guard. Let's start out by guarding. As you saw there, when I guarded, I recovered 10 SP. That's a good way to recover your SP if you are low on SP. It also provides you defense. You'll also notice that down next to Annie's name over here is a little defense down icon, and that is because of this pantomime's special ability, which lowers your defense when it attacks you. Right, so we can do a bit of an attack there. Can go for a combo skill, and there it tackled us again, lowering our defense even further. Down in the bottom left hand corner you can see the attack order. So Annie's going to go first and then the pantomime. The more enemies, the longer this will get, or the more allies, the longer this will get the same, and you'll be able to judge which attacks will happen in which order to help you better plan your strategy. Also to help you better realize what each thing does, up in the top over here we are given a little readout as to the minimum amount of damage your attack will do, the maximum amount of damage, the percentage it has to hit, and the percentage it has to critical hit. There we go. Also, you notice that little doo-doo sound that happened there. What that is a result of is me failing to get the combo skill. Now every time you attack, you will be given an opportunity to get a combo hit like that. You will need to do that by pressing the button prompt that will come up, either up, down, left, right, Z or X. And here we got the victory over our first pantomime foe.
Yay, we won. Hey, you aren't half bad.
Thanks.
Okay, well, we better head out of here. We need to get you to a town so we can try and get your memory back.
Right, so classic amnesiac protagonist. This just allows me to easily explain the world to everyone who is not familiar with it, without it being too explainy, like pulling you out of the immersion of the game. So it makes sense as to why Annie would need all of these things explained to him. Right, standard leather helm over here. And we can come down here and we find a little book in our path. What's this?
That's a pantopedia. As we come across different pantomimes, I'll record them here.
Thanks, that should be useful. Right, and we can always come into our menu over here, go into our items, our key items, and we can access the pantopedia. So far we will just have the piggle recorded in our pantopedia. Every farmer's worst nightmare. These hogs are wild, rooting up crops and breaking fences. There's a rumor that some farmers have managed to tame a few. And you can also see all of its stats there with the potential items it can drop, also the experience that it can give you, and the amount of gold it can give you for each defeat. Over here you see a tackle gem. Now each pantomime has a particular gem attached to them. If you manage to get this gem either through buying it in a shop or beating them in a battle and it dropping one, you can then equip this gem to yourself in order to use the special ability of the pantomimes you have defeated, which I think is a pretty cool feature. Right, now in this game the battles are not random, but they are field encounters, so you can always see the pantomime you are going to be attacked by or going to attack before the battle starts, for instance with this piggle over here. So what we would need to do in this case is try and get around slowly behind it, because then we can activate an attack of advantage, which gives us one free attack. If it attacks you by coming towards you, behind you, it will gain the advantage and get a free attack against you, so you need to be careful of that. Right, so that was our free attack. This is our second attack over here. There it goes, tackling me to lower my defense. Alright, one more attack should get it done, and that is done. That's that piggle done. Right, and we get the victory over there. Awesome. Okay, we get multi-slash, which is a new ability I'll show off in the next battle. And over here, we have a basic sphere. Now, I'm just going to run in front of these pantomimes to show you that if you do run in front of them, they will chase you, although you can usually outrun them. And they will lose interest in you after a certain amount of time if you keep outrunning them, although this one is pretty tenacious. Yep, alright. What is that one? Sorry, what is this one? This is a bow leaf. They roll through the forest looking for food. Right, they can give you quite a headache if they fall on you. So over here we see our first ability. It's called multi-slash. It allows us to attack twice in one turn. You can see that in the top left over there, what it does. So let us hit this thing with a multi-slash. Here we go. We get to see that it does 2 hits and it does a combined attack of 131 damage that particular time, compared to the 78 we get with a normal move. So definitely worth it, but it does consume some SP, as you can see. There we go. Victory has been achieved. We are also getting quite low on HP, so we have the option of either healing outside of battle or healing during battle. I think because we noticed it this time, it would be wise to heal before we get into our next battle. Can just use a potion over there, and there we go. This also gives me a chance to explain the different items that we've gotten so far. A potion will heal you of 1800 HP, a nectar of 400 SP, which is this game's version of mana or MP. You get pork, which gives you a specific state if you eat it. You can also use this in recipes and different things later on down the line that will improve on its states. Okay, then we've got over here leftover elemental residue, nature remnant and physical remnant. These are used in crafting later on in the game. Alright, so let's carry on down here and try and get behind this guy. There we go, we get an advantage attack against it. Advantage.
These little guys pack a punch.
Right, so let's go for multi-slash.
They tend to stay in groups and go great in salads. So pull them up and dice them up.
There we go. And one more should take him out. Now these enemies are very, very easy just because this is the first area of the game. You're more interested in exploring the systems than you are in battling a tough opponent at this point. So these are just for you to test out your skills against, to learn how the battle system works. But as things go on, the enemies do get tougher and more difficult, and very difficult at some stages. So let us go, but that will all be balanced. Currently, I have had one offer from a dear friend of mine to do pre-alpha or beta testing when I get to that stage in the game, so that is much appreciated. Okay, here we go.
These little ladies get annoyed at the antics of the bow leaf.
Why are they always following them around then? That's something I'll leave you to discover. Okay, now also you have noticed that I've been picking up some gear, but I haven't been quite equipping it yet. That's just to show you that even if you're not familiar with the whole idea of equipping gear or whatnot, you can still beat these early enemies. Alrighty, so let us go in. And we also get area clear over there, and that shows us that this area is completely clear of pantomimes. Once you have cleared an area of pantomimes, they will never return. How do you do grinding and stuff like that though? That is in an area later in the game. Alright, so as you can see, we have an owl up in the tree there, we have a little fox running around. Things will change on the map once you have cleared them of pantomimes. That is something that you must take note of, because certain things and certain people that weren't there before will be there for you. Let us go now into equipment, and we can change and customize our equipment. So we don't have any accessories yet, but we do have a standard leather helm over there. We can also change to a basic sphere. You could also just press optimize, and that will put round about the best gear. But if you change and customize it yourself, it's much better. What is customizing gear? Well, customize is generally only applicable to weapons in this game, and it allows you to add shards, gems, and crystals to your gear in order to change or augment their powers in certain ways. But we'll get into that more later when we do get some of those things. Right, and there's a little fox running away from us there. Okay, let's head on through to the next area. And I will rest up by this campfire here and get into a battle straight afterwards. So this guy has approached me from behind, unfortunately, so it's an ambush, so he gets a free attack against me straight off. So he does a double attack over there, but he's quite an easy enemy, and just with one critical attack there, we managed to take him down. Not a problem. Alright, so we can come here and get this potion, and later on we will run into groups of enemies, and that's where things will start definitely increasing in difficulty. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed this first little devlog, first little look into Spriters of Hope's Blooming Dawn. Next time I will take you behind the scenes a bit and work on the game itself with you. As always, my name is Athais, thank you very much for watching. Good night and God bless. Bye for now.